Hello, everybody, and welcome to the AMPM podcast. My name is Manny Coates, and I will be your host, and this is the show where we discuss all things Amazon private label and how to generate recurring revenue streams 24 hours per day during the AM and the PM, hence the name of the show. Get it? AMPM podcast. As a matter of fact, I bought this awesome new mini drone. You know, those little teeny ones that fit in your hand. And I was flying it indoors, of course. But my drone skills are lacking in a big way, and that thing didn't last long at all. But while I was having a blast flying that thing around the place, I was making money. How cool is that? Pretty cool, I think. Hey guys, what's up? Manny Coates here, and I'm super excited for this podcast because we're going to be talking about how to order products from China and get them in different batches, right? Sometimes, like, I want to try to get everything in as cheaply as possible, so I will be ordering things by the container, but you can't always do that if you're trying to rank a product at the same time, so you're going to have to do a special thing, a mix, and we're going to talk about that. But before I get into that, let me say right now that if you're not in there right now, I want you to get into our Facebook group, okay? It's called the FBA High Rollers group. There's 25,000 Amazon sellers, okay? Like you and like me. You got beginners, you got advanced people, and there's a ton of people there to help you out, okay? If you want to go and join this community of 25,000 or more by the time you actually listen to this podcast or watch this video, then you can get there by going to ampmpodcast.com/Facebook. That'll redirect you to the group specifically on Facebook, or you can go into Facebook and do a search there and type in FBA High Rollers, and you'll see our group. Okay, so join us there. It's super awesome. We post videos. All the podcasts are posted there. A lot of content that doesn't make it into the podcast gets posted there. We have contests and polls and all kinds of cool things. So definitely go in there to find all this great information and announcements and news and just a lot of stuff, even some fun things. We do some trivia and things like that. So that said, let's get into the meat of this podcast, which is, what do you do if, for example, let me show you the screen here. I have this, let's say I have a cutting board, and I'm going to scroll down, right? And let's just say this is my cutting board, okay? And what I would do is, let's say that I'm ordering 5,000 units of this, and I haven't ever ordered. Let's just assume that I've never ordered any of these products before, but I want to start getting it to rank very well for a keyword phrase so that by the time the bulk of my product gets into Amazon, and it's live, right? It starts selling. I'm already ranked on the top of page 1 for the keywords that I want. Well, how do you do that, right? Because you need product in order to do giveaways so that you can rank that keyword, right? And if you don't understand what that means, let me explain that very quickly. And we're going to use Amazon again. You're just going to grab an ASIN. I'll grab this ASIN. I'm going to go into our tool here in Helium 10 called Cerebro. Okay, that's a reverse ASIN tool. I already did it just to save a few seconds here. This is the ASIN, right? It's a totally original bamboo cutting and serving board 3-piece set, okay, for those of you that are not watching the video and listening. And it pulled up 480 keyword phrases, okay? So let's just say that I wanted to rank, and I'm going to go down this list. There's 480, but just an example, the first one says bamboo chopping board. The third one says wooden cutting board. Then there's organic cutting board, bamboo board. But let's just say, for example, that I wanted to rank for let's say bamboo chopping board, okay? Apparently there's not a lot of people that search for bamboo chopping board. According to Cerebro, there's 171 searches per month for that exact phrase. If I use wooden cutting board, that might be a little better because there's 1,887 searches for that per month. So we'll go with that. Let's say I want to rank for wooden cutting board. In Cerebro, there's 2 columns that we added here at the very end, okay? And these are our CPR column, CPR total giveaways and CPR daily giveaways. If you don't know what CPR means, okay, CPR is normally to resuscitate somebody, right? To give life back to somebody. CPR is also giving life to your keyword phrase. You want to get it to the top of page 1. So it's a nice little name that you can remember, CPR, the CPR method. It also stands for Cerebro Product Rank. And if you want a great video on what this formula is, I won't get into it right now, but I did a 30-minute video explaining it and how to get to page 1 for just about any keyword phrase you want. And that's over at helium10.com/CPR. So check that out. But The formula was a little bit complicated for some people. You got to do some math. So we added these 2 columns here, which actually give you the total amount of giveaways you need to do. And it's over an 8-day period. And if you mouse over these the columns, it actually tells you what they are, right? So for wooden cutting board, we would have to give away only 56 units, okay, over the course of 8 days. It's not a lot. So that's only 7 units per day for 8 days, okay? And when I say giveaway, what I'm talking about is making sales. So typically when you do a giveaway, you're discounting it drastically through a coupon, and then you're using some kind of a launch service or using Facebook offers or something to give out your coupons, and you're trying to get those 7 sales per day using a very specific URL. Some people call it a super URL or a storefront URL or a two-step URL. I also did a video on that, by the way, at the same link I just gave you guys. That's over at helium10.com/CPR. That explains how to get that specific URL that you're going to use. And then when people buy through that URL, those 7 people per day through that URL, it's going to have that keyword phrase in it, and it's going to actually move your product up the rankings for that keyword phrase, right? Really cool, okay? So that's all great, okay? Because think about it. That's what you want to do to get up there. But if I've never sold this product before, and it's all coming from China, right? And it's all on in a big container, a 20-foot container, let's say, I can't actually start ranking things until it gets here. Now, normally that might be okay, but if there's a holiday coming up and its stuff is getting here like in November, and there's just, I know that sales are going to start shooting up through the roof because of Christmas sales. By the time I'm going to launch my product, sales have moved up for that particular keyword phrase, which means I now have to give away more units every single day than I did a month earlier when sales volume was low. Does that make sense? So for example, if I look at a toy police car, right? If I'm doing the search volume for that in June, maybe it only has 500 searches per month. If I do that same search in December, when it's Christmas, it goes from 500 searches to maybe 10,000 searches per month. So the number of giveaways I have to give away now per day in order to rank at the top of page 1, it's going to be massively bigger. A lot. I have to give away way more per day because there's a lot more people that are searching for that phrase and buying other people's products, right? So the competition is making a lot more sales. If I've confused you, rewind this, watch this section again, or listen to this section again, because that's really important. You want to try to beat the curve. So if sales are going to start going up, if you're selling a product for Easter, right, you're going to want to rank your products at least a month, maybe 2 months before Easter, so that you're already in that #1 position by the time Easter rolls around, so that when people start doing searches for that, boom, your product is organically right there at the top of page 1. And you don't have to pay for pay-per-click or anything. People are just going to start buying your product. And you got there easily because you ranked for Easter products maybe in January or something like that, right? Or February. So that's the way to do it. Now, going back to what I was talking about, if it's all in a container, what do you do, right? How do you start ranking stuff in advance? For example, if Christmas is coming up and I know this container is not going to get there until middle of November, and it's just not going to give me a lot of time to rank because it takes 8 days using the CPR method. Again, check out that video if you want to find out why. But what I do, let's just say I have 5,000 units coming in a container, and of course I would have way more than 5,000 cutting boards in a container, but let's just say it could be whatever product. Let's just say it's 5,000 though. I would probably I would figure out how many units I need to give away for all the keyword phrases I want. For example, wooden cutting board was 56 units over 8 days, but I might want another keyword phrase like maybe I want to rank, let's change, I'm going to actually change the exact phrase to, let's say, 2,000 searches per month and apply this on Cerebro just so I can see what kind of volumes we have. Actually, for cutting boards, it doesn't seem like it would be that competitive to actually rank to the top of page 1 if I was to get into this particular market. So, but if I wanted to rank for bamboo cutting board, I'd have to give away about 200 units. If I wanted to get into wood cutting board, right, that's 248 units I get to give away over 8 days. If it's wood board, it's only 88 units. Small cutting board is 72. So I could actually do a bunch of promos, a bunch of these giveaways for all of these keyword phrases and rank for maybe 5 or 10 different phrases, right? But I have to take the total. Right, I said 200 and 248 and all these. Add them all together. Let's just say it was 500 total giveaways. Okay, 500 units I've got to give away. I would want to make sure that I ordered at least 500 plus some extra, maybe another 300 or 400 units, and have those express aired out to Amazon, okay? Because by doing that, those units are going to get here in a week, right? They're going to get into Amazon in a week. And then it's going to take 8 days to get everything ranked, typically. So in a 2-week period from the time they put it on a container and shipped it out, the container is going to take over a month. That gives me 2 weeks in advance to actually rank stuff. Does that make sense? So I don't have to wait for the container to get here. By the time the container gets here, I've already ranked all my products, and I've been in the #1 position for those keywords for, at least a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks or longer. So I'm already there, right? And as soon as my other products get in, boom, I've got all this inventory. I'm already ranked organically for those keyword phrases. I'm in the #1 position, and hopefully I start getting those sales coming in. I'll get the bestseller badge. I'll get maybe some Amazon choice badges. There's a lot of things that could happen. So that's what I do, guys. I always figure out what my giveaways are going to be, and typically I'll double the number. So if I know I'm giving away 500, I'll order usually about another 500 units just so that I can cover the sales that I'm getting from those organic rankings, since I'm already going to be in the #1 position until the main product arrives on the containers. I know that's a mouthful. I said a lot. I hope that makes sense. If you guys are confused in any way about this, leave a comment, but do this in our Facebook group, okay? I'm going to answer a lot quicker in our Facebook group compared to if you're responding on the YouTube video. It's super slow for responses there. So head over to our Facebook group. Again, it's the FBA High Rollers. Go to ampmpodcast.com/Facebook, and you can leave some comments, and I'd be more than happy to answer, and you'll have a big community that can help you answer. But yeah, that's what I would use, or the way I would do it. And of course, use the CPR method to figure out how many units to give away. If you want to find out about the CPR method, the Cerebro tool will give you the actual breakdowns. There's 2 columns over here that do that. I should say, I don't think I mentioned it here. All of this data is only available to paid plan members of Helium 10. Okay, it's $97 a month, and you get all of these tools over here. And you also get Cerebro. If you're a free user, okay, you'll get all the keywords. So you can get 2,000 keywords at a time, but you're not going to get all of this data. You won't be able to use the CPR method. So hopefully you can afford the $97. It's a small investment for a business to have all of this all this power. I would say all these tools are super essential, at least for my business, and super beneficial. So that said, guys, any questions, let me know. I'll see you in the group. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.
Hey, I need 90 seconds of your time. It could literally change your Amazon business. I am super excited to finally announce the release of Helium 10's new Chrome extension. First of all, it's free, so make sure you get it right now. This awesome tool helps you while you are surfing for products on Amazon by displaying secret information on the product page for you. For example, if I ever have a bad product review and I don't know which of my customers wrote it, like when the name of the person that left the review says Amazon customer or maybe Bambi21, well, I can now click one button with the Helium 10 Chrome extension and it will show me which customer left that review so that I can reach out to that customer and perhaps send them a new unit or make sure that they get top customer service to resolve the issue that led to the bad review in the first place. That's just one of the many things this extension can do. While browsing Amazon products, I can use the Helium 10 Chrome extension to get thousands of keyword phrases for the product I am looking at using the Cerebro reverse ASIN feature that's built in. If you missed what I just said, I called it Cerebro. That's the Spanish word for brain, Cerebro. So this extension allows me to calculate my net profits on a product that I'm looking at. Right there on the page, it'll show me the product, it fills in some information, and then I can find out right away what all the fees are and whether this is something that I want to actually go and source or not. I can also use this to see the inventory levels of any of my competitors. I can use it to see when the best selling times of the year are for that product so I know when to really stock up or when to jump into the market or to see if it's truly seasonal. I can see the other brands that this seller owns at a glance and find new product opportunities. Listen, this is a free extension and it's crazy not to be using it. If you're using other Chrome extensions to do parts of what Helium 10 can do right now with this Chrome extension, get rid of the other ones. Just use this one. Okay, there's a lot of features that are coming, so get it now and check for the videos in our FBA High Rollers Facebook group, because that's where I'm going to be posting how to use this tool, or the way I use this tool to generate big revenue streams after using this extension. Get it for free at helium10.com. Create a free account at helium10.com and you can download the extension once you've logged in. It's a game changer, guys, so do it right now, helium10.com.
You've been listening to the AMPM podcast hosted by Manny Coates. For more information, insider tools, and to get the resources mentioned in this episode, visit ampmpodcast.com.